Hello, my name is Fisher Tyson. This is my submission for the Duke Pratt School of Engineering. Today I'm going to be explaining my model and the project topic, which is based on managing machine learning. So, real world examples. Let's say you have a retail business. It's out in Wilmington. You need 10 grand to get some working capital so you can put more money into your business that you can use, say for future investments, buying more clothes now. We're going to go with a little mom and pop shop that has about 10 employees, subordinate, been in operation for 5 years, is fairly new, but they need some money in order to work through it. So you enter the loan amount, $10,000, 5 years, 10 people on payroll, retail, and then we can get an instantaneous estimate. You just click it right there. You see your likelihood of feasibility, go through the SBA loan. Uh, it gives you that information like that, which is what these people need. And you can see their repayment history. Now, this is an estimate, but when working with a real world bank, we can see how this can have future implications with using better data, more accurate data. But this is a good working prototype for using the resources we have now from public historic SBA data. We see that they have favorable and requested amount versus the typical amount. Usually people request a lot more money than this. This is more of a smaller scale. Their years in operation is what is setting them back. With 5 years, you're a new company. It's it's not going to be as favorable because you don't have that backhand history in order to support it. But they can see this. They're like, maybe we should wait for this loan or apply for it now. Use better course sets in order to have that algorithmic process in the machine learning module to output a better result. They can see how this could be used in a feasible status for how banks can currently do it. And this leaves a lot of room for the future and what we can do with a prototype like this in an actual bank scenario. Going through the machine learning system design, using cloud data, we're using small business associations. They have the ability to input their private information in order to get a more accurate result on what kind of loan they would actually be, getting. So they can input their tax documents, uh, certain elements that would make a more accurate depiction, and also it allows the machine learning module to go through its algorithms in a more in-depth manner rather than just more topical stuff about the business, like years they've been in business, um, what their desired loan amount is, and it gives that sort of accurate depiction. So we want to use an edge system rather than a cloud system, as it gives that speed, it gives that privacy protection, and it allows for them to go straight from a web portal in order to input their information and have that direct transfer to an offline system. Now, we'd use offline learning in the second part of the three modules. Now, in offline learning, it will re-update itself over periods of time because it doesn't need that high, it doesn't need that like low latency. Like we can have latency on this in order for businesses to get that incorporated result based on historical information that's already inputted, and it will update, periodically by a weekly basis. Um, and also the macroeconomic cycle, it it changes routinely. It changes a lot variably throughout the day. But for what we're trying to do, and for this prototype example, we just want to use it routinely rather than instantaneously. Now, with batch versus online prediction, I think we would. This is we want to have the result given online and instantaneously for the sake of this prototype, because this is the main hit problem: is that businesses, when they want to pre-qualify, there's no actual tangible result that they can see throughout this other than getting an idea basis on what they would be getting monetarily. This can help with them tracking through certain aspects of their business and getting a more explained iteration rather than them just going to the bank, a person saying, hey, the guys in the back disapproved you, I can't do much. That's a common problem that we see, and that really heads towards a negative customer experience, which is a big risk in the small businesses. So, like in small business loans, customer service is key and plausibility is key. And when they can see how plausible their business is at getting a valid loan, we can use that information to either change certain aspects of their business before they apply to loan, and there's some potential risk for production. With this prototype, we really want to have this separate. I see this as more of a tool in the long run for business associations like LiveOakBank that are giving out a ton of SBA loans. They are the number one supplier of SBA 7A loans in the country. So we really want to make a tangible product that business owners can use right now in order to see a pre-qualifying rather than an actual qualified approved loan. So some of the risks in this is that we are using data that isn't throughout a actual bank. It's using data that's public, and it's using their own data to equate a result. And with updating data concurrently, that would, prove like computing costs would increase a lot when trying to update it 24/7 and have that constant rolling. But that personal feedback really helps. It really gives business that first idea before they go heads first into applying for a loan.